Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me this evening on Rachel's Kitchen Adventures. Our adventure today is we are going to try out this new air fryer and oven. I took it out of the box, I read most of the instructions, and I think I'm ready to go. You ready to come with me? Let's get cooking. So, I'm making a meatball and pasta bake. Doesn't that sound delicious? And I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and start it preheating. And I like to do this whole race the timer. So I'm gonna see if I can get the ingredients ready to go by the time, excuse me, by the time it's preheated. So I am going to set it, I'm gonna sink the top and bottom. The bottom is the air fryer and the top is like the toaster oven. So that should answer a lot of questions about why to use one or the other. But here we go, I'll talk you through it as I'm going. So, turn it on and it says, let's get cooking. All right, so then I am going to do sink and finish. Set the bottom compartment to heat and crisp. Okay, adjust the temperature to 350, it's at 350, and the time to 55 minutes. Okay, so bottom it will be 350. Cooking for 55 minutes. And then the top compartment I'm going to set to bake. Bake for 25 minutes. It's very intuitive. All right, now it's going. So it's preheating and it's going to tell me when it's ready. So next we are taking the air fryer rack. This mesh, and covering it with foil. And then it says to grease it, so I have my kitchen spritzer. And that's going to be for the meatballs. Always burp your kitchen spritzer. Piper, get out of here. The puppy is not helping. Okay. I'm taking a shortcut and using the frozen meatballs, which is just fine. There's 3 of us, so 18 would be 6 each. That's more than we usually have, but if there's leftovers, then we are set for the next time around. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside until it says it's ready. Actually, I probably could put it in, but I'm going to put them in at the same time. And now I have the small oven baking pan. This is sold separately, but I made a cake in this, and the release was amazing. This has a silicone-based non-stick coating, so you're not going to have the PFOE or PFOS or whatever those letters are that we're trying to avoid. Okay, so this one, we are just smacking the cream cheese right in the middle, kind of like that, what was it, the tomato, the caprese salad that was really popular last summer, where you just put that in and surround it by a bunch of tomatoes and bake it till everything melts together. And I like to scrape and make sure I get all of the cream cheese off. So, all right, there we have it. And then we fill it with a pound of rotini. And this is the big box that's 2 pounds, and I weighed it, and it was a little over a pound, because I used part of it for something else. So just going to use most of it, but not quite. All right, going to get that off of the cheese and just kind of spread it around. And then we have 4 cups of chicken broth. You can use vegetable broth if you prefer, but whenever you cook your pasta or rice, if you cook it in broth, it absorbs the flavors of the broth and makes your pasta or rice taste so much better. It's a much richer, fuller flavor. So I just used my bouillon, which didn't quite dissolve, so I think it'll probably be fine. I'm gonna mix it, try to dissolve it so at least there's not big chunks, but kind of spread that around so that as it gets hot and the pasta starts absorbing it, it'll dissolve a little bit more. All right. Oh, and it said to grease the pan, so I just did the butter trick. I don't know if you know that trick. You just rub a cold stick of butter around your surface and easy peasy, greases it. All right, then we've got a jar of marinara sauce. And just making sure I'm following the directions. I did read them, but I always double check because I have a tendency to make up my own rules and then it doesn't turn out quite right. All right. Sprinkle the dry pasta around the cream cheese. Drizzle the marinara and broth over the pasta. I almost made it. It sounds like it's ready. It's telling me it's ready. If I wasn't talking, I would have made it. All right, so we're drizzling that over the pasta. You can add chili flakes if you like. I'm not going to do that. And then make sure the pasta is submerged. It is. I'm just going to mix it just a little bit. All right. Put that little chunk of cream cheese down there. And then we covered this with foil. So we're going to put the meatballs in the top and the pasta in the bottom. So I'm going to put my meatballs in and grab some foil and cover this. What did I say? Meatballs in the top. So I had the wire rack in there and just want to have the air fryer tray just go straight through the grooves and not sit on that. So I didn't realize that I had left that in there, so that's why I took that out, because the air fryer tray can just slide right in and there's grooves that it can sit in. And then the baking pan is going to sit on the rack. So I probably am going to have to put it in the bottom one. Pasta in the bottom. Here we go. And it said add food, so I know that's when it's preheated and it's ready to go in. There was something else I was going to say. So the bottom is preheated, the top is on hold. It will heat up and it will cook for about 25 minutes once we start getting there, so that it'll be synced and they'll finish at the same time. So I don't have to do the math and realize that I put the pasta in for 50 minutes and then after half an hour I put in the meatballs and they only go in for 20 minutes. So I love that it has that feature that you can sync it and have it come out together at the same time. So that would be great if you're doing like a roast chicken or a pork tenderloin and some air fried veggies like broccoli or something like that, cauliflower, and you want it to come out at the same time. I love that it has the sync feature, and so you don't have to think about it and set a timer or a mental timer and come back and put it in together. And like I said, I just hit it said add food, and so I just hit the button. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the puppy's up to because she rang the bell and needs to go outside, but I will get her in just a moment. Sorry. So what was I saying? So it tells you when to add food and it calculates how long the timing has to be. So I love that, and we shall see how it comes out. It will say, so once it's done, we let it rest for 5 minutes, take it out and serve it up. I guess we stir in the cream cheese, it'll get all melty and delicious, and I can't wait to try it. So I will make sure to share pictures after it's done, but thank you so much for watching. I see Cindy and Rebecca and Susie. I don't know if there's other people, Alyssa. And that's all I can see, but if you're on here, make sure to say hi in the comments and ask me any questions. This is the first time I'm using it, so I am open to questions and I'm open to learning a little bit more about how this new air fryer and oven works, because I'm really excited, and this is the new generation of air fryers, is being able to do two different things at the same time. So we're giving it a try. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you next time on Rachel's Kitchen Adventures.